Hi, I'm at the Manchester Opera House where Annie is showing all of this week. I'm joined by Anita Dobson. Anita, thank you very much for taking time out of your day.
My pleasure.
You're playing Mrs. Hannigan.
I am Miss Hannigan.
Miss Hannigan, sorry, yes.
Miss
Hannigan, the tyrannical orphanage owner.
Yes.
How are you finding that role?
I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. This is a fantastic company to be part of. So I'm deeply grateful to Michael Harrison and David Ian for asking me to join it.
Yeah. Your list of theatre credits is enormous. I'm not going to go into it all now, but how is this role different to some of the roles that you've had previously?
Every role is different.
Yeah.
Every role is different. This is such an iconic role, though, that it would have been foolish of me to refuse. I just had to do it.
Yeah, we were talking off camera a minute ago, and you said that you didn't train as a dancer, but clearly there's a lot of dance in this. How demanding is that for you?
Well, it's great fun actually. I was quite shocked at the fact that it is proper dancing, but I'm now relishing the fact that it's actually got me moving again. I mean, it was. There was a few muscles creaking at the beginning, but we seem to have ironed them out now.
You look fantastic.
Well, thank you. But it's fantastic. Yeah, but it is hard work. Musicals are hard work because they're high energy and singing is energetic as is dancing. But it's great. I've loved it.
Yeah. Obviously, Annie is set in the 1930s. I think we were in the Great Depression in America. There was no alcohol available. It's a really gritty story at the beginning. I mean, how's that being staged?
Well, it's very good because Nikolai Foster, who's the original director when it was first staged with this company, has been in rehearsals and he's just divine to work with. And so we've kind of taken it back a bit more to the Depression. Mm-hmm. She is a drunk, Hannigan, I've got to say. And so she manages to find what money she does have goes on alcohol. Because life is so hard that you've got to have something to get you through.
Absolutely.
Plus, the children, delightful as they are just noisy and driving her nuts. They're unruly. But it's just been, every role offers different things, and I think this one was a chance to actually put my mark on it. So I'm very, very happy and grateful that Nikolai Foster and his assistant director Jason Capel have allowed me to do that.
I haven't seen the show yet, but I've heard great things about it. I'm going to watch the matinee this afternoon, so I'm looking forward to that. But you're working with an enormous number of children. It's by definition it's an orphanage. There has to be children. How are you finding that?
I love it. Anybody who says don't work with children and animals is completely, utterly wrong. They are fantastic. To come in every day, we've got 3 teams.
Yes.
So every day you come into rehearsals and there's all these joyous little faces, so excited and so up for it. You can't help but have your spirits lifted. And the dog, Amber, who's done this job many times before, so is an old hound, is just sweet as a nut, just gorgeous. Loves doing it, tail wagging all the time.
So you've got the children and the animal.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't see much of the dog. To be fair.
Well, no, that's true. How much energy can we expect from the show? It's a musical, but it has to be full of energy.
The dancing in this show is stellar. It's world class. These kids are phenomenal. They really auditioned extensively and worked very hard. Everybody's sort of hand-picked in a way for the roles. And I stand in the wings, every performance, and watch them with a smile on my face. It's just wonderful to see them relishing the energy and the fact that their bodies are so strong. It's amazing.
So you're probably looking at tomorrow's talent.
I think I am, definitely.
Which actually that must be quite rewarding as well, because you're in the show, you're delivering the show, you're doing it to the best of your ability, and then you see these young actors coming through and the young dancers. I mean, that must be very rewarding to see. It's a long tour.
It is a long tour.
So where are you off to next?
We're off to Wolverhampton next. I'm only doing the first 3 months of the tour, and then Craig Revel Horwood takes over for the next 3 months. But it is a year-long tour for these kids. But for them, what an opportunity!
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, to work like this and every day, and bring such joy to people, because the audiences love this show. They absolutely love it.
You've only been open a little over a week now, haven't you? So have the houses been good every night?
We've had a couple that might have had a little, where the circle might have been a little bit thinner. Mm-hmm. Obviously Mondays, and we're in competition with the Palace, who've got another one of their shows there. But mainly really good. Yeah, I must say, for me, these are big theatres to fill.
Yes, they are.
And they love it. I mean, the little girls that are playing Annie, all 3 of them, are, well, just knock your socks off, you know. And I defy anybody who comes to see this show not to be moved.
Well, you've heard it from Anita Dobson herself. Anita, what are you moving on to next? Are you allowed to say?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
There's been a few offers which I've turned down, so hopefully there'll be more coming in. But I'm in a position now where I can wait till the right thing comes along, and this was one of those offers.
And I couldn't possibly sit here and talk to you without talking about the 30 million viewers on Christmas Day in 1984. I mean, that is a phenomenal achievement.
It is, and I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, I don't know how old I was then. It seems a long time
11
ago.
probably.
But yeah, maybe. But I still remember that episode, and everybody remembers that episode. I mean, it was electric, and you know, the proof of the pudding is there. 30 million viewers.
I know, it's extraordinary,
Yeah,
isn't it?
and that I don't see that record ever being broken now, because television is too fragmented, isn't it? We don't get those viewers.
It's true, and also I think what happens now is that if a series comes in and it doesn't hit the ratings immediately, then it goes off air. Yeah. Whereas in those days we had a chance to bed in.
Yeah.
You know, things like Only Fools and Horses were given a shot, and look at it, it
Look,
ran forever. You know, and we love it to bits. But I think also the scripts in those early days of EastEnders were really good.
They were good,
Yeah.
and I think that EastEnders certainly took on a new dimension. They started to follow real life stories and bring that into the screen, which hadn't been done before. All the soaps are doing it now, but I think that was quite new at the time.
Yeah, we
and
were first.
Yeah, they had some very hard-hitting storylines. So, how long were you in EastEnders? About 4
I
years.
was in 3 3/4 years. Yeah.
Good grief! It's if you'd said to me 10 years, I'd have believed you.
I know, it's weird, isn't it? I think it's because it was very early on. It launched the series, and that relationship between Dirty Den and Angie was quite electric.
Yes.
And I think it stood up really well.
Absolutely. Just coming back to Annie. So the tour is going to last for a year. You're in Manchester for another week, I think.
We finish on Saturday.
Finish this Saturday. You're touring all the way through the country. What is the big pull for this show? Why should people come and see it?
It's a feel-good show. I mean, in every sense of the word. It has everything you need. It has great dancing, great singing, a fantastic storyline, children who just will make your hearts open and pour out emotion, and a dog. Great costume, great set. It can't fail.
Okay. If you want to see Annie, it's on in Manchester until this Saturday. Anita Dobson is playing the role of Miss Hannigan. It's full of children, energy. It's a feel-good factor. Don't miss out. If you're looking anywhere else, it will be touring throughout the UK over the next 12 months. Just check online.